If you want Saturday night short track madness, you got it. Well, actually, technically, it's not Saturday night that I'm recording this, or probably the day it gets released. But anyway, but if you want short track madness a nighttime short track madness at Bristol Motor Speedway, then you got it today. As today we're here for the running of the Busch 500, stock number 25 of the Castrol GTX Cup Series for season 26. As we are here for, well, you know what we're here for. Anyway, here's the starting lineup for today's running event. On the pole, it is Levi McIntyre in car 17, the Western Auto Chevrolet at 125 miles an hour. He won the season at New Hampshire. He's alongside Jay Jefferson at the number 30 Pennzoil Pontiac sits alongside. Going to round number 2, sees Quentin Moore in car 21, who won the season at Watkins Glen. He's alongside number 29, the winner of the first stop at Pocono. It's Zachary Fitzwater. Third row sees Zach Rogers in car number 1 in the Skull Classic Oldsmobile, 3-time winner this season so far. He's alongside 2-time winners this season so far, Charles Sanford, the DuPont Chevrolet, car number 24. No, row number 4 sees Seth Cole in 52 and Keith Batson in 28. Next row sees car 55, Nathan Hudson, and car number 3, Cole Deaver in the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet. Row 6 sees Johnny Gardner number 8 and number 42, Kyle Matthews. Gardner is going for the Bristol Sweep. He won the Food City 500 the last time he was here for the day race. Next row sees Dylan Young, who won the last race in the Tour at Michigan. He's alongside Nathan Orman in the Valvoline Ford, car number 6. Next row sees car number 15, Jackson Haywood in the Motorcraft Ford, and Kev Sheeran in 68, the Country Time Oldsmobile. Next row has number 25, Benjamin Miles, and 31, Joshua Osborne. Next row sees Jessica Shelton in car number 9, the Coors Light Melling Ford. She's alongside car number 5, Phil Parker, the Levi Garrett Chevrolet. Phil won the Daytona 500, while Shelton's won twice this season at Sonoma and Martinsville. Next row is Kat Batson in 27 and Laura Chung in 75. Next row sees car number 94, Jesse Turner, who won the Pepsi 400 at Daytona, and Mitchell Collins in car number 20. Next row has number 22, Dylan Poteet, and 26, Matt McIntyre. The next row sees car number 66, Ryan Brommer, and Rob Evans in car number 12. Next row, Jordan Anderson in car number 90. He's alongside number 14. It is Ryan George, who won the first time he was at Michigan this season. Next row is 83, Alex Miller, and number 10, Paul Minnick. Next row is number 4, William Brock, who won a second stop at Pocono this season, the Kodak Film Chevrolet. He's alongside number 71, Henry Sanford. Next row has the defending race winner, Mike Becker, in the number 43 STP Pontiac. He came oh so close to win at Michigan the last race in the Tour. He's alongside Christian Russell in car number 7. The next row has number 18, Matt Haas, and number 11, Adam Garcia. And it's Gene Sanford in 98 and Jacob Thibodeau in 33. And starting shotgun the field will be car number 70, Wade Brummer, in the Rumpel Furniture Sons Medford Speed Pontiac. So with that all said, here the field of 41 cars lined up for some bumping and banging short track chaos. And it's going to be that way for 75 laps. Whether this race will have a caution fest or a clean race at Bristol, we'll see what happens here as the field waits to command the fire the engines for the Busch 500. In-car cameras today will be carried by our pole sitter Levi McIntyre, along with also with Charles Sanford and Dylan Young. Those are the 3 guys that will be carrying our in-car cameras for today's race here. And we'll be back for the start right after this. Field heads into turn number 3 here as the laps here at Bristol are very short. And the laps here are very short at Bristol here, about 15 seconds a lap here at Bristol Motor Speedway as the green flag flies and the Busch 500 is on. Quentin Moore gets a very good start here as he takes the number 21 Sitgo Ford to the top spot, and here comes Zach Rogers to the low side, looks for the lead. Quentin throws the block on him for the time being as they come out turn number 2. Moore led the first lap of this race here. Now maybe looking to lead the second lap. Seth Cole to third spot, Nathan Hudson up to fourth, and here comes Johnny Gardner for fifth place, and he's got it with Dylan Young right behind him in sixth place. On board with Dylan Young in car number 2, the Miller Genuine Draft Ford. And this shows you how short the laps are here at Bristol. As we mentioned, 15 seconds a lap here. The last lap by for Dylan Young, 125.5 miles an hour. As the battle for third position develops between Nathan Hudson and Seth Cole as they go into turn number 3. Hudson has a spot. Meantime, battle for the lead trying to happen here as Zach Rogers goes low on Quentin Moore. Remember, those two battled it out in the Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis with Zach Rogers taking the win by a half a car length over Quentin Moore. And Quentin went from heartbreak in that race at Indy to joy at Watkins Glen when he won the race that day on the road course. It was Quentin's first ever road course victory, but I think for Zach it was his first ever win at Indy as well. Seth Cole goes to third position now. Johnny Gardner to fourth, and a battle for fifth between Nathan Hudson and Dylan Young. There they are. Young goes past with ease, and Gardner, I'd be watching out for that 8 car, though. Gardner's looking strong right now, up to third position as he gets past Seth Cole right now, and now brings Dylan Young with him at this in the number 2 machine. Scramble going on for that position. That's positions 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. As Benjamin Miles now gets into the fun now in the 25 cars, he gets past his buddy Seth Cole, and now tries to take Johnny Gardner as well in the front stretch here. Gardner has him by about a half a car length at the start-finish line, but no dice there. And now finally Benjamin gets by Seth Cole as we watch the battle going on for position for the lead here. Now they're coming up on lap traffic here. Phil Parker in the 5 car. Parker has dropped to 40th position at this point here, and 1 car I think is already Adam Garcia's already 2 laps down. So apparently has gone wrong with his number 11 Budweiser Ford. Garcia, who had a great run at Michigan, the last race on the tour. But here comes Rogers. He comes up on the back bumper of Quentin Moore for the lead here as we completed now lap number 14 of this race here. We're working on 15 right now as we still got plenty of racing left to go. 60 laps remaining at this time by. And Zach Rogers gets the first pull off the first lead change of the day as he takes the lead in car number 1. But Quentin Moore is not giving up in that 21 car. Says, I remember you beat me at Indy. I want to beat you now this time, Zach. And he goes back by. So, lead change number 2 happening on lap number 16. This keeps up. There's maybe a heck of a battle all night long here. As you see, Dylan Young goes to third position now, and here comes Hudson to 4th, Gardner's 5th, Miles is 6th, Seth Cole 7th, 8th is Jesse Turner, 9th is Dylan Potey, and give a call to Ryan Brommer in the 66 car. He's running in 10th position right now in the Trop Arctic Phillips 6 machine. Running ahead of one of the best, Jessica Shelton. She's in 11th place right now. 12th is Jackson Haywood as he stalks Shelton a bit here. I shouldn't say that really, to be honest, but he is dogging Shelton right now for 11th position right now. Mike Becker's 13th, moving up nicely from his way back starting spot here. Battle going on between Levi McIntyre, the pole sitter, and the 26 car of Matt McIntyre. Matt's won twice this season. He won on the short track at Richmond. He also won at California this season as well, too, in the Quaker State Ford. That car won at Bristol last season as a Buick with Quentin Moore driving, but it was in the day race at Bristol, the Food City 500. And Jessica Shelton now goes back by Jackson Haywood, but Jackson up on the high side now. Pulls up on the back bumper again of Shelton's car, tries to move up to the high side again. Now they close up on the top 10 right now Battle for 11th happening. You see it watching on your screen now. Maybe for 10th here, because here comes Shelton to the left side of Dylan Poteet. 3 blue cars in this mix right there, along with the 94 Jesse Turner, and Shelton now takes 10th from Poteet, and now Jackson Haywood's now caught behind the 22 cars. They come off turn number 4. Alex Miller 16th, and the outside pole sitter Jay Jefferson's running 17th right now. Wade Brummer is in 18th, as he's moved up nicely from his 41st starting position. Christian Russell, who started this race, I think way back in like 36th, he's at the 19th right now. Christian, you remember, had a top 10 finish in the day race at Bristol, so he's finding the magic happening for him in the number 17 team again. Russell, you remember, finished second at Dover, the first race at Dover we went to. Gene Sanford's in 20th position. 21st is Ryan George. Cole Beavers up to 22nd. 23rd battling out between Charles Sanford in 24, William Brock in number 4. And prom in turn number 1, we saw Levi McIntyre upside down as he and Cole Deaver crashed, and I also saw the number 22 car of Dylan Poteet involved as well. Oh, and Dylan Young! That's number, I think that's 3rd in the points, I think Dylan Young, yeah. And it seemed like there was a crash that happened. It seemed like the crash happened before, Poteet and Deaver got involved here. Poteet gets turned by Levi McIntyre. We're actually going to look at the 22 car here. This reminds me a lot of the coming to the white flag between the Dawson brothers, if you remember those two, John and Michael, coming to the white flag in the Season 4 Food City 500. If you remember that famous call I did in Season 4, you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyway, but this looks exactly a lot like it, except Poteet comes down on McIntyre, across the start-finish line. Poteet hard in the wall they go, up the track. Christian Russell gets a scrape, but he barely escapes the crash. Ryan George, Gene Sanford, Cole Deaver involved. William Brock slams in the back of Deaver's machine. And McIntyre, who got collected by Dylan Poteet, then has this happen to him. Deaver slows down right here. Sanford crashes into McIntyre. Sanford gave McIntyre the 2-wheel in the air, and then Deaver gave him the flip. Rob Evans in the 12 car, he taps McIntyre's car, but I think it's no damage involved. Several cars do a great job escaping this whole deal, but unfortunately, dire straits in results for Levi McIntyre. On board with McIntyre. So field coming down for green flag racing here will be on lap number 33 when this race restarts here. Adam Garcia, the only car on the inside. Cars out of the race here. Levi McIntyre obviously out of the race here. Gene Sanford, Dylan Poteet, Dylan Young, and William Brock, the only cars Articars out of the race here. It is Quentin Moore leading. Zach Rogers remains second. Benjamin Miles is now third. Fourth is Johnny Gardner. And fifth is Seth Cole. That's how they run right now. We'll keep an eye on the lap machine of Adam Garcia as see if he's any nuisance to the leaders here. Oh gosh, there's going to be 3 wide through turns 1 and 2 here. Jesse Turner up on the high side, just missed getting the wall. Mike Becker goes by, Alex Miller, Wade Brummer goes by. Here comes number 7, Christian Russell, to the low side as he tries to get by for position as they come off turn number 2 and 3 wide. Oh, this is going to be tight. Matt McIntyre backs off, lets the 31 car. Joshua Osborne goes by. Now Kyle Matthews and Jackson Haywood go toe-to-toe with each other. Oh, this is going to be tight right there, too. I mean, the 11 car is giving everybody fits here. Orman goes by. Here comes number 5, Phil Parker. 3 wide through turns 3 and 4 here. They somehow made it. Now they go 3 wide off turn number 4. And Matt Haas there pretty much, I'm sure, is going to give Garcia the bird there as they come off turn number 2 because he just flat blocked him. There's Sanford in 24th. He falls by Ryan George. Charles right now runs in 35th position. Unfortunately for him. Riding inside the DuPont Chevrolet. Charles with a lot of positions to make up, though, as we are coming up on the completion of lap number 40. We have 35 to go here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Back to the leaders here as Quentin Moore goes to the lead and Benjamin Miles goes to second position on car number 25, the Kodiak Chevrolet, excuse me. Rogers is third, Seth Cole remains fourth, and Nathan Hudson right now runs fifth. And here comes that number 9, Jessica Shelton. Started this race back, I think, in 19th position. She is running up to 6th position right now in the number 9 Coors Light Ford. And here comes number 66 Ryan Brommer dives low to the track here. That's for 6th place there. Brommer is on the lead lap. Brommer having a really good run. You remember he shocked them all at Charlotte when he won the Coca-Cola 600 this season for his first ever win. Johnny Gardner now runs in 7th position. Shelton has now dropped to 9th position now as Mike Becker goes by her. And called to the 70 car of Wade Brummer, who runs now in 10th position after starting this race in 41st spot. As Shelton's get caught up in the high side now in the number 9 car, so she drops from 6th down to back to about 10th, maybe 11th now. Maybe even 12th as Christian Russell just about ruffled Shelton's feathers there a little bit. And not only that, but he almost gets the bumper from Joshua Osborne in the 31 car. Osborne runs in 13th position right now. Trying for 12th there is Matt McIntyre behind him in 14th in the 26 Quaker State Ford. So some great racing happening here so far at Bristol Motor Speedway here as we're coming up on 25 laps remaining in this race here. This right there completes that number 48, so we're down to 27 to go now. 40. And meantime, battle for the lead as Benjamin Miles takes the lead from Quentin Moore, and Zach Rogers gets into the mix now in the number 1. Brings Nathan Hudson, and here comes Seth Cole to the left side. And they're going to 3-1 off to number 2. Seth Cole with a very gutsy move. Rogers got shoved up to the high side now as they caught Adam Garcia again, by the way, in the 11 car. That's the reason why Quentin Moore lost the lead pretty much. And now he picks on the number 8 car of Johnny Gardner. Gardner goes by, takes the position away as... Well, that wasn't for position, as Garcia's the only car not on the lead lap. And Mike Becker now gets in the mix there. Becker's not out of this yet in the number 43 machine. He could be a contender as this race wears on. Only one caution flag so far here at Bristol, but we're not done yet, though, as we are about to complete the 53rd lap of this 75-lap race here. Quentin Moore goes by the 52 car of Seth Cole, and now Zach Rogers pulls up behind, and now Nathan Hudson in 55 is trying to catch Benjamin Miles in 25. We'll check the speeds this time by here. Benjamin Miles across the start-finish line, 125.642, and Hudson at 125.699. Check it again this time by. Hudson is closing on Miles there as they go through turns 3 and 4. It gets a really good bite. Hudson at 125.89, Miles at 125.437. So he is closing up. They're talking about the 55 car. This race definitely is not over by a long shot at all here as they come off to the start-finish line. 19 laps to go at Bristol now as here comes as they come up on 14, Ryan George. And look at Hudson close up on Miles here as they go through turns 3 and 4. Chevrolet versus Oldsmobile here. Quentin Moore now tries to get by the 14 car. George goes up the track, lets Moore by. He lets Seth Cole by. Johnny Gardner says, I want to go by, and he does. And Gardner right now runs in 5th position at this point here as he's taking the spot from Zach Rogers. Rogers is in 6th place right now. 7th is Ryan Brommer. 8th is Cat Batson. 9th is now Mike Becker, and 10th is Matt McIntyre as he's battling for position with Joshua Osborne and Jay Jefferson. $15 laps to go here at Bristol Motor Speedway here, and here can Benjamin Miles hold them all off for his first victory of the season? Got to find out here as they're closing up now, start-finish line, and we have now 14 to go now. And look at Hudson. He's closed up to the back bumper of a 25 car. We could be in for a really good race to the finish here. Here as Hudson looks at the low side. Off turn number 2 here. Hudson pulls ahead. Miles tries to come back on the outside. They're side by side, and Nathan Hudson goes to lead, and now Quentin Moore goes to second position in 21 car. Quentin Moore, one of those drivers in the points hunt here. Let's remember, as he's ahead of Young, Osborne, and Shelton, and Batson on the track right now. He's the best of the points contenders right now. And he can gain a whole lot of points. So Shelton, I don't think is all that far behind right now, as she right now runs in 14th position at the moment here. Osborne is running right now in 13th, so he's only just a spot ahead of her. 10 laps to go now at Bristol for Nathan Hudson. Coming up on Adam Garcia once again in the 11 car. He is as they're about to put him a 7th lap down. Garcia has already made up 5 spots because of that crash earlier in the race. He's at the 36th position right now, but that's probably where he's going to likely finish in this race right now. Quentin Moore gets by him. Now he's going to try to close up. Benjamin Miles in 3rd spot. Johnny Gardner in 4th, and 5th is Zach Rogers. That's how he run right now. Seth Cole's dropped to 6th place right now at this moment. Moore trying to close up a little bit again here as Hudson comes off turn number 4. 6 laps to go. Ryan George coming off pit road for an unscheduled pit stop here as he gets put another lap down. 70 laps in the books, 5 to go. Nathan Hudson has not yet won this season, though. He has been close a couple times as he goes into the 3rd turn now, tries for Win number 1 this season. Moore looking for his second here, but he is not closing up much. As the laps are running out, though, we're down to 4 to go. Off the 4th turn they come here. Hudson still leading him down. It appears, though, Moore is closing up. It's now 4,400 between the front 2 cars, but 2 laps remain now in this race here as they come to start finish line. It'll be 2 to go this time by. Moore is coming, though. Quentin Moore is coming, though. Miles trying to catch him for 3rd spot. Those two get side by side, though. That could help. That's going to help Hudson a bit, though. White flag waves for Nathan Hudson. He has got 1 lap remaining. Quentin Moore is still closing up, but I don't think he's going to do it here as they go into turn number 3 and chalk one up for the number 55 Crown Petroleum Skull Classic team. Nathan Hudson wins the Busch 500 at Bristol. Nathan Hudson in number 55 Skull Classic Crown Petroleum Oldsmobile goes to victory lane. His first win of the season. Quentin Moore keeps good on his points hunt, though. He comes in 2nd position in this race today. 3rd spot will go to Benjamin Miles, Johnny Gardner 4th, and Zach Rogers in 5th position. So that's the way they finish here today at Bristol. So rest of the finishers here, Seth Cole comes home in 6th position. Ryan Bromberg with a great run, finishing 7th. 8th is Cat Batson. 9th, Jay Jefferson. 10th is Matt McIntyre. Mike Becker comes home in 11th position. 12th is Zachary Fitzwater. Joshua Osborne, 13th. Wade Brummer, 14th. A good solid day for the number 70 team. And Jessica Shelton comes home in 15th position. 16th will go to Keith Batson. 17th will go to Jackson Haywood. Alex Miller 18th, Jesse Turner 19th, and 20th will go to Cole Deaver. Kyle Matthews 21st, Laura Chung 22nd, Mitchell Collins 23rd, and Rob Evans, Nathan Orman, and Christian Russell in 26th position. And Shear, Sanford, Minnick, and Phil Parker, the top 30. Jacob Thibodeau, Matt Haas, Jordan Anderson, and Charles Sanford were the last cars to finish on the lead lap, as 34 cars finished on the lead lap earlier in today's race. Or in tonight's race, I should say, excuse me. Ryan George was 4 laps down in 35th, and 36 was Adam Garcia. 7 laps down in cars out of the race were William Brock, Dylan Young, Dylan Poteet, Gene Simmer, and Levi McIntyre, the pole sitter for the event. All out of the race because of a bad crash here, and that's going to hurt Dylan Young too, because Young was up, I think, in the 3rd position of points coming into that race too. Now, because I have Bandicam, though, since the thing goes off every 10 minutes and everything, unexpectedly, in case the Bandicam did not catch the crash earlier, here's what happened. Again, here, as the race is already over with, but I'll show you it again here. Dylan Poteet got turned by Levi McIntyre, very reminiscent of what the Dawsons did to each other on the last lap in the Season 4 Food City 500, pretty much. If you remember that finish I called. Levi McIntyre, dadgummit. I meant to follow McIntyre, how he got flipped here, and here's the McIntyre gets turned right here by turns Poteet, and so there's where he got turned over by Cole Deaver and Charles Sanford both, and several cars did a darn good job knocking each other, keeping each other out of this wreck and everything. So we'll go back and look back at that in real time here. But it does. It come out turn number 4. It did. It looked like John Dawson and Michael Dawson coming to the white flag in the Food City 500 Season 4. And they both crashed and caused a big melee and gave the win to Zed Weinstein, who drove the 70 car at the time. Here it is, real time. And that shows you how quick things can happen at Bristol Motor Speedway here. And that was the only that's really the only caution flag we had the whole race there, surprisingly enough, there, which explains why the average speed was 109.512 miles an hour. But a big win for Nathan Hudson as he gets the win in the Busch 500. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got interests, we got gaming videos, whatever the person of the NNSCRA Seth goes on for his channel. And be sure to check out Seth's Store Self Cup Search, which is in full swing on this channel too. I guarantee his races are a whole lot better than what I have to offer too. And well, he's been at it a little bit longer than I have too. So that will do it here today at Bristol Motor Speedway. For now, this is James Goss. This has been a production of the NNSCRA. Offline racing at its best. We will see you at the legendary Darlington Raceway for the Mountain Dew Southern 500.